So, another thing to keep in mind if you want to do your own little independent movies is that oftentimes when you're trying to set your yard or your house, your friend's yard or house, or anywhere else up as a location, it will mean loss of time for any of your other hobbies or jobs, and quite frankly, occasionally making a mess of your yard. So it helps to have a very understanding partner in life who, whether or not they share your vision, understands it and is willing to let you do relatively disruptive things to your life. For Savage, which is available on Amazon Prime right now, I wanted to have the house have a kind of look of death to it. So we're in a water shortage anyway, and the city was preferring that we didn't water our lawns more than twice a week to keep them alive, and the HOA wanted us to water them all the time. You know, the front lawn, where my neighbors could see it without looking over my fence, I pretty much took care of, but the back lawn, I let die. Like a lot. I let it go brown. I let it get thin in places. And then I took a bunch of brush and made, you watch even just the opening credits of the movie or the behind the scenes thing, I talk about this. Behind the scenes, the director's commentary is available on YouTube on our channel. So on this channel that you're watching now. And I talk about how we made that fake grave in the yard for the movie, but we had to, you know, collect all that dead stuff and not put it away, you know, not get it into the trash right away, and then live with it until it was time to shoot, which oftentimes takes longer than you expect. I want to plant some clovers or something back here. This ground is really rich and waiting for something to grow. It's no wonder that snake wanted to hang out in here. But yeah, so understanding spouse, big help. Understanding neighbors, bigger help, but they're harder to find. And you know, whatever significant other you have, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, roommates, whoever has to live in your space, your parents, if you're still living with your folks and you're trying to do this stuff, it could take some big explaining on why you're making such a mess of things. I don't know that plant. I got to get a softer rake in here. So, yeah, still no snakes. So I'm going to stop this again because it's going to be boring and my neighbors will think I'm talking to myself. So it's easier if I start when I'm looking in a window so I can see if this blinks and I know it's recording. Just wanted to update you guys. I turn the camera off when I'm playing music. I'm not using headphones right now because, you know, if the rattler is here and wants to make a noise, I want to hear him. So, what's going on is in between shots, you're here, I'm hearing music, you're not. The 3 songs I played while I've been cleaning up after the snake while you were off was Danger Zone, one for you Archer fans, Staying Alive, which I thought was kind of funny, and what's on right now, and pause, and I'll put my Pandora back on as soon as I stop the camera rolling, is Jungle Life, which I think, or I'm sorry, Jungle Boy, which I think fits rather nicely also. Okay, so some of you, I don't know how well the GoPro is going to pick this up because it's a little dark and shadowy here. Some of you might be thinking, Jason, you can't park Jeeps on top of dry leaves, and you're right, you can't really, because you don't want any hot part of a car being close enough to anything dry to ignite it, which is why I'm pushing the leaves right now way to the front, and when they dry out more, I'll shred them and compact them, and they'll become more and more spreadable on the day that we need to shoot out there. But this right here, you can see, has been composting for quite a while. Underneath this now is just a nice, good thing of moist, wet, rich dirt. And this is what we want towards the top, or rather right under those leaves there. So when the character clears the leaves away, there will be what looks like dirt, and this is what we'll actually put what's buried in there under there. And I'm not going to tell you what's buried there. Some of you may be able to guess if you've seen the first movie already. We're bringing back a non-human, non-animate actually character who has appeared at some horror conventions and is supposed to be in Alien Vengeance 3D if we ever get the budget to shoot that. So there you go. And there's some flies getting in my face and I'm going to get bit and I don't want to. But there you go. So this will be a large part of our dirt pile. There's also another dirt pile from leaf burns in the other part of the yard that we've been doing for Wary Tales with Brewer Welch also that we need to pick up later this year because we got rained out on our 2 shoot days for that and then wound up moving into Jack vs. Lanterns. And as you can see, I've been waiting to clean all this up anyway because I need to fix this brick wall, which has been falling apart since before we moved in, but was at that time so covered in leaves we didn't really see it. A lot of concrete work to do, and it'll all be done and beautiful after the movie's finished, which is basically, again, if you're going to start doing independent movies with very low budgets, how a lot of your life will be. Everything will be perfectly fixed as soon as you're finished the movie so you can get to everything else in your life. So if your movie's your first passion, just remember you need to be with someone else or by yourself, because that first passion can get frustrating in other parts of your life. But sticking to it is half the battle, guys. I honestly don't know what this camera's been filming this whole time.